Hello, everybody. All right, welcome. It is Wednesday. How do I know? Because I'm on Facebook and YouTube. But today we have special guests, Susan and Jeff from Volo Chocolate. And Volo Chocolate is my new amazing favorite. Couple of things. You guys are both former chefs, right? You ran Zen Restaurant in Healdsburg for 15 years.
Just shy of 16.
Yep. Just shy of 16. I paid attention. That's where actually Valette is now. But you guys were there forever. And then we'll get into this whole wine and chocolate thing. But first, I want to pour a little wine. Couple of things, though, as well. Normally, for me, wine and chocolate, I don't find always pair phenomenally. Turns the wine a little sour, right? The chocolate's a little too sweet. You proved me wrong, which has been amazing. But even more importantly, we have a Chardonnay that is paired with a chocolate. So we're going to start off a little of our Chardonnay today. Hello, Yolanda. Yolanda's on. Alrighty, so I've got the 18 Chardonnay. I think you guys do too. That's our current vintage. We're going to pour our 18 Chardonnay, sip it a little while you tell me a little bit about this dark chocolate with a little orange peel, right? That went amazing with this wine.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have any with me. I ate it.
Oh, well, it just so happens that we have some right here. So I'm sorry we can't hand it to you and give you it to you. You want to talk about the orange?
Sure. So the Candied orange peel is one of our great selling bars. It's the chocolate that we use for it, or the cocoa beans, are from Guatemala. And they have naturally a very rich chocolatey flavor, as well as hints of dried fruit, either depending upon the crop. They can either taste like fresh cherries, dried cherries, or even dried strawberries. So you get.
And that comes from Guatemala as well? Wait, the chocolate tastes like those things?
Yes, that's the tasting notes of that specific crop from that region in Lachua, which is right on the other side of the border from Chiapas, Mexico, which is where we started using beans specifically from Chiapas. And we couldn't get a good source for them here. So, pardon me. So we actually were able to find a great source, Uncommon Cacao, for ethically sourced beans. And they carry what is called ultra premium grade beans. So that's what we're using for
the orange.
For the orange.
The orange does not come from Guatemala.
No, the oranges actually come from Matheson Street in Healdsburg.
Yeah. I think that's awesome because your aunt lives there, right? So you get oranges. Your aunt, no, by the way, you take oranges? Do you pay her in chocolate?
She gets a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, we pay for the oranges in chocolate.
I think that's we used to pay for stuff in wine. And what was I just going to say about so many similarities. You guys are saying that the cacao, the chocolate beans with their flavors and the palate similar to wine, right? Because wine, you pick up all these other flavors. I never really thought that came from the chocolate. I always thought it was additives, the fruit added.
You can pick up everything from citrus, like beans from Madagascar are very bright and very citrusy. Other flavors that you can get is caramel nuttiness. You can get tobacco. You can have it be astringent. You can have it be acidic, but with flavors that are on their own. It's much like grapes.
Yeah, so there's so many parallels between growing cacao and growing grapes. So the variety of the tree, where it's grown, how it's grown, fermentation practices that happen, because all cocoa beans are fermented, like wine and grapes. So but the terroir truly plays a huge part in cacao, just like it does in growing grapes.
Right.
Oh, that is awesome. And you guys actually, which this is really cool. I can't really see it very well, but you guys do tasting notes with all your chocolates, which is super cool. And on the flip side, you pair it with some cheeses.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's amazing. We'll get into that in a second. But so Jeff and Susan are local. They actually, believe it or not, are right down the street from where I am right now, my house in Windsor. You guys are in Windsor right now too. So Healdsburg, Windsor, right next door to each other. And you invited us, Dan in the back office and I, down to your shop, to where you are right now, to do some chocolate and wine tasting. And then Jeff, I had you at the house last week to pair up some chocolates and cheeses for our upcoming November 12th wine, cheese, chocolate tasting. And I asked you last week, Chardonnay. I thought the answer was no. Anything go with Chardonnay, no, right? Chocolate doesn't blend. And I was wrong. I'm always wrong. But the orange, tasting that orange with this, and then we paired it with an amazing orange blossom and honey Laura Chanel goat cheese too. I think we were all done at that point. We hadn't even started. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But why does your chocolate pair so well with our Chardonnay or Pinot wine in general?
So the issue that most people have with chocolate and wine is that chocolate is too sweet. You know, you're eating something very sweet and then, you know, drinking wine with that. And it's the same thing that happens when you brush your teeth in the morning and then have a glass of orange juice, right? You get that like kind of flavor. However, so Susan and I are both chefs. We're all about flavor. We're all about taste. Our chocolate is less sweet, it has less sugar, but we also blend in a little sea salt. And sea salt is kind of cuts the bitterness of the cacao. It also helps bring out other flavors. And that's really the combination of that lower sugar with a touch of sea salt. It's not like it's salty. You really don't even know that it's there. But that really helps it become,
bridges it.
You know, become wine friendly, become more food friendly, pairing chocolate with other things, other drinks like whiskey and beer. I mean, the world is, you know, really can open up for a lot of chocolate and beverage pairings.
And you told me, I believe you told us this when we came to your place, there is a specific way to taste chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know, because I usually just pop it in my mouth and enjoy it and go on to the next piece. So the way, in case anybody didn't know this, because I sure didn't know this, the way to taste chocolate, to get the most out of it, right, is, take it away.
So you'll hold it between your fingers, rub it, smell it, and get your brain thinking about what that's going to taste like. Then take a bite. I like to chew just a little bit and then float it around on the top of my taste buds. And then I close my eyes and start analyzing, what am I tasting?
That is fun. Sorry, nobody else has chocolate with me.
Here's what you like to do.
You definitely get the fruit. You can get the nuttiness.
So the only thing you have to do, the only difference between wine is you don't swirl the chocolate. Okay?
Sorry, Dan was talking. Dan wants me to swirl the chocolate. Dan, you swirl the chocolate. Does that actually open the flavors up? I'm going to try it. Add my first one.
The same thing.
So the chocolate, the word is rubbing. But then you got to lick your fingers, right? That's why you wear jeans.
Experience.
Yeah. What's that? Would you lick your hands?
It's a whole body experience.
That's a whole nother show. It's a whole body experience. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Zen Restaurant. I'm swirling my empty glass. That's no good. I'm going to put a little wine in here. I did send Yolanda. Yolanda's saying she wishes she had some chocolate. Yolanda Papa Pietro, and I sent them home with chocolate last week. You guys already ate your chocolate. I can't help you. I'm going to go on to Pinot because I like the red wines with the chocolate as well. You make 10 chocolate bars?
8 right now.
8. All right.
But we have 8 chocolate bars, and then we have our Brica, which is our Butterfinger-like, you know, so a more confection type chocolate bars, and our Almond Joy. So we have 10 items.
And your s'mores.
Oh, and the s'mores.
Right.
So yeah, so 11.
Okay. I brought my son with us, and he's in love with your Almond Joys and your Butterfingers.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Amazing. Well, we are both pouring the 2017 Pomard clones, which I don't believe we brought over to you guys or we tasted on Monday. So I'm assuming you got a bunch of chocolates in front of you. Which chocolates you want to pair with this. And is this Volo Chocolate? You do have a website. You are online. You can purchase the chocolates. You guys ship everywhere, correct? And you have a chocolate club.
We do. Yes.
Right? I run the wine club, and you guys have a chocolate club. This is amazing.
Also sign up to get bars. Like we've got somebody in Petaluma that orders an orange bar and a Mexicali bar once a month. And it ships out around the same time. Or you can get, in our clubs, we've got the Gustus, which is us choosing 4 bars, and we mix it up every month. Then the next one is Perfectus, which is 6 of our bars, and it's the original collection. Then the Maximus is the 6 bars plus a bonus bar. So something special that we're playing with, we'll slip that in.
I like all of them is my problem. I think that's the hazelnut one. So when we did visit, I've got a couple pictures. When we visited, and anybody wants to see me in a hairnet, now is your chance. Here I'm sitting at the same table with Jeff. You can see all our wine and chocolate bars in front of us. This is seriously how you have to work when you're in this business. That you have to try all of these things together. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We tried 5 different wines. But you guys are going to be working with us with our holiday packages. We're going to be offering the Volo Chocolate. That's going to be including a little sampler package, which I'm super excited about. All these little pairing bites, so you get more than one chocolate. And our wine, chocolate, and cheese coming up. It's the full bars. So our suggestion is invite some friends, have some fun with that one. But I'll get back to that one in a minute. And then this is you guys in Guatemala.
Yes.
Yep. Right? No, it's not a very good picture. Sorry. Guatemala's gorgeous.
It's stunning. It is
beautiful. Very lush, little Costa Rica-ish. And these are the cacao beans, correct?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? But they have a better, well, no, I don't. Oh, yeah. Here is them after?
Before.
Before we crush them. Yeah.
After roasting, before you crush them. Okay. And then this is the pod they come from?
Yes.
This is the gentleman in Guatemala with the pod. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like a big acorn squash. And when you pull it open, it looks like a corn cob is in the center of it, the way the beans all cling to one another. It's the first time I ever saw them. They are white and have almost kind of a tropical fruit, almost a guava type flavor to the pulp, what's around the beans and what the juice tastes like.
So you can eat the pulp.
You can, you know, you can. Yeah, I'm too.
How many beans in a pod?
It's about 80 beans in one pod.
Okay, and the pods are yay big?
Mm.
Oh, yay big.
It's like the size of a Nerf football.
Oh, okay. And 80 beans per pod, and about how many beans per chocolate bar?
80.
Oh, 80 beans per chocolate bar?
Yeah. So for 1 pod per bar, basically. Oh. So it depends. Some pods, there's certain varieties that have less beans and certain varieties that have more.
And you can get them different sizes. Some are little and some are big fat ones that look like lima beans.
Oh, and how many pods per tree?
A lot.
Well, don't ask me how many grapes per glass of wine. I don't think I know that answer. I could figure out the answer. I could just lie as well.
Yeah.
43. There's more than 43 grapes per glass of wine. What did you try with the Pomar, Jeff? What are you finding?
I was trying our dark milk with the roasted almonds. So
that's what I know.
Our dark milk chocolate, which is really like a dark chocolate with a little milk added to it. It's got browned butter in it, and you get this kind of rich, roasted almond taste that comes through. So,
and caramelized milk.
And caramelized milk. So,
what is caramelized milk?
It's literally been browned.
Yeah.
It brings the milk sugars out.
Not burnt, browned.
Oh, browned.
Yeah. So it gives you this level of toastiness. Like, you think of fall foods, brown butter, like sage brown butter, ravioli. It's that same idea. We're adding that browned butter component into it. But we're doing that by browning butter, but also by by toasting the milk that goes into that. And so it really kind of amplifies that brown butter flavor.
That is quite a process. And I'm looking at your tasting cards. You got 73% chocolate, 62%, 70, 65. What do those mean?
So,
Like, you know, people out there will hear, well, it's 65% chocolate.
so what that tells you is how much of that bar came from the cocoa bean. So for instance, if you have a pure chocolate bar where there's no milk, it's just cocoa beans and sugar, and it's 73, that means it's 73% cocoa beans and 27% sugar. So it's really telling you how much that bar came from the cocoa bean. So our dark milk chocolate is 62%, and just for reference, a Hershey bar is 11% chocolate. So
Yeah.
What else are you eating?
well, that tells you why our chocolate is better for pairing with wines. You can't pair a chocolate bar where the first ingredient is sugar and the second ingredient is milk, which is what a Hershey bar is, because you're pairing your wine with sugar. You're not pairing your wine with chocolate.
Right.
So our first ingredient is obviously cacao, and so that's gonna make a whole different experience.
How did you get into chocolate?
Go ahead.
Well,
That's you, Susan.
well, after we sold the restaurant, we were offered a position in Mexico where we were consultants at a beautiful little boutique hotel. So we went down there 6 weeks after the restaurant was sold on Valentine's Day. We arrived and we started going to work. One of the things that was still in the kitchen, left over from the previous chef, were cocoa beans. And Jeff and I had never seen cocoa beans. And one of the classic questions, Jeff came to me and said, honey, I wonder how hard it is to make chocolate. And I thought, oh God, here we go.
And look at you now.
Really, because at Zen, we made all of our own sourdough bread and bacon and sausage, and everything was raised, made from scratch or raised. So we made a batch of chocolate.
Did you Google the recipe? I mean, how do you just make chocolate?
No, the first one we're ballsy,
Yeah. Nobody just goes, I think I'll make some chocolate because I have some cacao beans.
So what we did, we literally put saute pans of them into a wood burning oven that was like 700 degrees, pulled them back out, hand shelled them, put them into a machine that we had brought, it's called an Indian whetstone grinder. And we had brought it down so we could make authentic corn tortillas using heirloom corn that we brought and we grew and we dried, and it wasn't very good. So we had this machine, so we went ahead and tried it and said, well, that's not too bad. So I wonder what it'd be like if we followed suggestions or recipes of what other people have done. And we did that. It was awful.
It was awful. Thank you, because you make it sound easy.
But I turned to Jeff and I said, honey, look, the people that we're following directions from were techies, they were electricians, they were lawyers. I said, both of us have been lifelong chefs. We started cooking when we were kids. We've done it our entire lives. And I said, we in our gut understand how to bring flavors out in ingredients. And as long as we're starting over, let's do it the way, let's make it for us the way we like it. A little bit of sea salt, a pinch of cinnamon. And there's kind of two thoughts that people have with chocolate. The European has a lot of vanilla in it. And South American and Mexican has more spices. So we played with quantities and found if we added a little bit of cocoa butter to it, it could smooth the harshness of the really dark chocolates. So we were making it and selling it at the hotel in Mexico.
And the hotel was in the Todos Santos area, right?
Yes, just south of it. Yeah,
I love that area.
it's gorgeous. Yeah. So we did that for about 6 months until it got too hot to have chocolate. And soon after our time was up there, we came home and said, oh, what for the hell of it? You know, we've got the machine. Let's get some beans and make some chocolate and take it to a party. And we did the whole thing of the hand stamped labels, and we put a lot of effort into it. So we took about 40 bars to this party, and one of them ended up on the desk of Heather Irwin at the Press Democrat, who printed, oh, Jeff and Susan are back and we've started making chocolate. Jeff and I were on vacation. We weren't going to tell anybody we were making chocolate. And suddenly everybody's like, oh, you're making chocolate. And it's like, how do they know?
I know the name Heather Irwin, so that's funny.
So Jeff and I looked at each other and said, oh, what the hell? We're not doing anything else. Let's try chocolate.
Yes, we're making chocolate. And where does the Volo name come from?
So Volo is Latin, Old Latin, for want or desire. So when we were trying to come up with a name, we wanted a Latin name, and we were looking through Latin dictionary, and when we saw want or desire, we figured that just described chocolate. It could describe wine too, but for us, it described chocolate. So
what better than to say, Volo Chocolate?
yeah, I want or I desire.
Yep.
That's great. And everything, like you said, everything's by hand. So Dan and I went over there, of course, and there was a girl in the back literally wrapping by hand the aluminum that goes around the piece of chocolate and then in the wrapper. But your wrappers are all decorative as well. I've got one of the rugs out there. They all have they all have these different art, textile-ish art on there, and that also has a little story because that comes from
So it comes from my same aunt who supplies the oranges.
Okay, so same one with the oranges? Oh my God, you must give her so much chocolate.
So she's a quilter, and so she's a textile artist, and these are all quilts where she has hand dyed and hand painted the fabric. So all of our labels are based on her quilts. And this is a picture, I'm gonna put up close.
Which one?
Our fig hazelnut label. And
Look,
yay!
Oh, exactly.
But
mine doesn't have chocolate in it though.
oh, mine does. So
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Here's another one.
What's on the wall behind them?
But that's
It's on the wall. He's showing the wall behind him.
yeah, so here's the quilt that this one. I know it's gonna be hard to see, but anyway.
I'm gonna trust you.
Yeah, so this bar comes from that quilt right there. So
That is actually I love when you have the small guys, small companies that tie in every little bit. So right, the oranges are from her tree, the art are the quilting from behind you. It's all family. Everything's got a little piece of a story. Nothing's by chance or just, generic, I guess, for lack of better words. I love it, and I think it's it's fun, and you already have ties to the community, and then you
very much so.
You jumped back in, and apparently, how long have you been making chocolate?
This Christmas, it'll be 5 years.
Wow.
yeah, 5 years. We started at the end of 2016,
15.
or 15.
Okay.
The end of 2015. So
Well, and so we like to do with our holiday packages. We like to pair some with chocolate and some with, whatever else, an aerator or cheese, or well, now we're doing cheese. But when I was talking at our meetings about what chocolate to do, I had your chocolate bar as well, because I went to like the Whole Foods, Oliver's here in town and grabbed some, some of the fancy, good quality chocolate bars and was pulling them out. And Renee Perry and Ben and Yolanda, the winery, said, Volo, oh my God, we love those guys. You have to work with them. And I'm like, I haven't had the chocolate yet. But what I learned later was before me, if there was such a thing, before me, you guys actually did a couple of our club parties with Zen.
yeah.
So we're circling back around, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah.
You do have one chocolate bar that I was scared of or no real interest to try because it wasn't up my alley, called the Mexicali. Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean, I did. The Mexicali, because I think it says on the Mexicali, if I can find it. Oh, I don't have that paper. What does it say on the front? It scared me.
It says chilies and dried cherries.
It scared me a little because I'm like, I like
Chili.
a little chili with my chocolate, but not with my wine.
Yeah.
And so we were at your place. I tried it, and first of all, don't be scared. The spice comes at the very end after like the finish of a wine, right? The spice kind of comes up, but it's not too much. But then I was like, okay, oh my God, we loved it with the wine, right? And then I would have immediately dismissed, said no way. The Mexicali is fantastic. And did you win awards for them? Which ones have you won awards for?
So we've won 2 international awards. One for the chocolate orange, which obviously goes with the Chardonnay, and one for Mexicali. And they were both. The awards are both from the Academy of Chocolate, which is a British chocolate award, worldwide chocolate award. And we took 2 bronze awards for both the Mexicali and the orange bar. Yeah, and
That's amazing. And where do you distribute your chocolate?
So we're locally in a lot of stores in Sonoma County, Big John's in Healdsburg, Oliver's Markets, places in Napa, and then just last week we shipped our first shipment of 48 cases to Cost Plus World Markets in LA.
Nice. All right, so you're outside California, you have to go online. My point to that is your distribution is so tiny, and to win these awards and to be recognized on these levels, because you guys are the little guys, kudos.
Thank you. We were in, Susan can.
I remember the numbers. There were 1,600 bars submitted from 500 companies from 49 countries. There were 8 categories, and we won bronze in 2.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Were you just floored?
Floored.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Trembled the whole day after we found out.
Well, we didn't know. We had submitted the bars like 5 months earlier, and just like, oh well, I don't know, maybe we'll hear something.
We'll try.
And then the person that we buy cacao from, all of a sudden send an email, hey, congratulations, you guys did 2 bronze is at the Academy of Chocolate. Like what? So we didn't know. So it was our cacao purveyor that got the list of winners and reached out to us to tell us. And so, yeah.
And we decided to work with you before we knew you were recognized winners.
Yeah.
We already knew you were winners, to be fair. To be fair and to be clear.
There was Dustin Vallette walked by just as we found out. And I said, Dustin, we just won bronze. And he's like, I'd be pissed you didn't won first.
You didn't get gold.
You didn't get gold.
Yeah.
You should have won.
We'll take the bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back next year. That is absolutely amazing. That is great. Well, and then we started. So after I met with you guys the first time, and Jeff, this is my new mantra. You said to me, we pair our chocolates with cheeses all the time. So of course they go with wine. And I said, I'm thinking chocolate and cheese. I've never put them together. In my mind, I hadn't. Like I do my cheese plate. I don't usually put chocolate, maybe a little. But you said the 2 magic words to me. Chocolate, cheesecake.
Yeah, 2 bites, chocolate and cheesecake.
You had me. Well, actually, now I make a sandwich because that's what Dan does. Chocolate, little cheese in between this, then the sandwich, the chocolate is the bread. Oh my gosh. Absolutely amazing. So, I should have that picture. So, like I said, last week, we sat here with you and Laura Chanel Marin French. We tasted a lot of chocolate, a lot of cheeses. We played with so many different flavors. This is, again, our tough job. So many flavors and stuff, because the problem was we can only find 3 matches. We found like 12. We are doing a chocolate, cheese, and wine pairing all on November 12th. And so we picked finally 3 cheeses, 3 of your chocolates and 3 of our wines. That was the easy pick. And we narrowed it down. And so November 12th, it is going to be a virtual Zoom style tasting. Jeff and Zeus are going to be on. Leslie from Laura Chanel is going to be on. I'm going to host it as well because it's wine, cheese, and chocolate. And we're going to, you get 3 cheeses, you get 3 chocolates, you get 3 bottles of wine. What more do you need? Right? That's going to be a great night. And then, and then we've got your chocolates are going to be in our holiday packages, which you're doing a special little pairing bite. So I joke it's a little fancy Whitman sampler because I'm from Florida and that's what we got when I was younger. A couple different chocolates of a couple different flavors. That way we can give you more chocolate for any holiday gift. You're being paired with some of those. So I'm excited.
We're very excited to work with you guys. We want you to know that.
It's a good pairing. It is awesome. So, and I know Yolanda's on here. I don't know if Laurel's on here, but you guys, I think you're already coming to our wine, cheese, and chocolate. You don't even know anything about it. They're doing it. You guys are going to be amazed. November 12th. I can't wait. I'm beyond excited. I mean, I got to drink again. Ever I hear you beep, you got to drink. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up for now. We have got, what do we have coming up at the winery? Oh, Wine Club. If you're a Wine Club member, got your email today. Shipments are coming out. You can join, they're there. You can join their chocolate club. We can get it all together. So that's not too bad of an idea. But yeah, Wine Club's coming up. So that's going to be going out. Everyone's going to get their 18s, which is awesome. Our harvest is done, finishing up fermenting. And then Jeff's going to join me. Thank you, Jeff. What's the other thing? That's all we have going on. We're finishing up, but
Virtual.
virtual. We're the virtual place to be. Virtual is as virtual does. What's that? Dan's trying to tell me something. I don't know what he's saying, but thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody out there in Facebook land, YouTube land as well, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Sounds great.